Hello everyone, welcome back to the IELTS online series, day 11. And in today's class, we will still talk about the writing task 2. And today will be the last class for the task 2 part of the writing section, writing IELTS section. And in today's class, we'll look at the final two questions, which are the two-part question and the problem solution question. And we'll look at the essay sample for these two questions depending on the process and steps that we have discussed in the previous class as to how to solve the writing task 2 question. So let us quickly begin. So this is the problem solution question that we discussed, which was about income inequality, right, and how it is growing. And the question is a problem solution question where the question asks what problems does this create and what can be done, or what are the solutions that can be taken to tackle them. And we had generated our points, and on the basis of the points that we had generated, our thesis statement actually acknowledged both of these questions, mentioning that the concept of haves and haves not is a sign of dangling nation and its people, right? So the way I'm acknowledging what problems does it create is that it creates a lot of problem from the perspective of a national economy, right? And so how can one tackle them? However, improving basic societal infrastructure and implementing policies can settle the differences if not completely uproot. So I'm saying that improving social infrastructures and implementing related policies can actually solve these problems, right? So now let us elaborate on these two questions in our body paragraph. In the first paragraph, I'll be talking about the problems, and in the second paragraph I'll be talking about the solutions. Obviously, I'm going to start with the reasons, or the pointers that I had created for income inequality is growing. So the first and foremost reason of income inequality is the disruption of flow of currency in an economy, leading to financial crisis. While the rich become richer and hoard money, the poor have no money to spend on basic necessities and borrow money to fulfill their needs, right? So this is one of the problem where, because of inequality, there is disruption in the flow of currency in an economy. And how that happens, as to because a lot of people are hoarding money while a lot of people don't have even basic money to spend on, right? So this was my first idea, and an elaboration of that idea as a sub idea. As these households become increasingly indebted, they continue to borrow more to maintain their consumption. This increases leverage and eventually a shock to the economy, leading to a financial crisis. So I have connected this idea to the previous idea, mentioning how can this income inequality lead to financial crisis as well, because everything is so consequential in this case. When people stop spending money and start borrowing a lot, there can be no flow of money in the economy. People are spending their lives under the poverty line, and hence this can lead to a financial crisis in the country. Additionally, this weakens the nation and its resources, as this inequality causes social and health problems in the society. So another problem is also, social and health problems. When an average citizen is not able to afford education, health, and accommodation, the country hosts unsatisfied and unhealthy population, affecting its production sectors. So again, less productivity is another idea here. Moreover, this is also one of the major causes of existing crime and violence in the communities and increase in illegal activity. So another problem is also increase in crime and violent activities in a community, right? So I have mentioned four main ideas, and I have elaborated in whichever idea I could, right? Moving on to the second paragraph, where I'll be mentioning the solutions that one could take or a nation could take to tackle this issue, is the gap between rich and poor can be uprooted if the community, investors, and government come together to work against it. So this is my topic statement. If you did notice, I did not mention a topic statement in this paragraph, but again, this is a structure that you follow. And if you think that you have a lot more ideas to write, and you are still reaching the word count without writing the topic statement, you can still choose to go with that approach, but writing a topic statement is always a better choice. um, after after mentioning the topic statement, I'm going to talk about the first reason as to eradicate this wage gap is to ensure that payment for any employment is a living wage. While the specialty of jobs may differ, one should be able to earn a minimum living wage in the country, right? So my first point was to increase the minimum living wage for a country to be able to tackle this problem. Additionally, the government should step in to invest in good public education that altogether uplifts the quality of human resources, benchmarking a minimum threshold of education, right? So in improving public education, furthermore implementing appropriate tax systems to suit the economy of a nation will support and enable lower income people to save and allow them to contribute in manufacturing or service sectors. So having a better tax system is also a way to tackle such problems. Various quota schemes can be implemented in non-diverse sectors to enable people to overcome poverty. So again, quota schemes, for employment are also a very good way to improve the income inequality that we are seeing in the country right now, right? And to sum up, overall, the increasing trend of gap between rich and poor can lead to collapse of an economy, so which is a problem. And I'm again in line with my thesis statement. However, essential measures such as taxation policies and uplifting human resources can help prevent economical disasters, right? So again, while concluding, please do not include any new ideas, but try to summarize whatever you have written in your essay. All right, moving on to the final question type, which is a two-part question. So we have already discussed this question type as well, and so this was um, about to what question as to why is happiness difficult to define and how can people achieve happiness. So in this case as well, we have already written the introduction where we acknowledge both the questions in our introduction, and now we are going to elaborate these two questions in our body paragraph. So in the first paragraph, we are going to mention points as to why is happiness difficult to define. To begin with, the fact that happiness cannot be measured makes it difficult to define. It is more dependent on the emotional, mental and physical state of an individual, which no tool can measure and no unit can represent. So this is basically an elaboration of my first idea, which is no measurement tool, right? So no measurement tool was my first idea. I have elaborated it with the second sentence. Furthermore, it varies from person to person and changes over time. My definition of happiness could be completely different than someone else's, and that definition will probably change in next few years. To demonstrate, my father is so energetic in the morning and is super excited for his gym. However, I will probably end up crying if I have to wake up in the morning, right? So another point was the subjective nature of happiness, and I have further elaborated with it with an example. Now this is a very simple way of writing this essay, but still you are demonstrating vocabulary, you are demonstrating sentence structure, you are demonstrating coherence and cohesive devices by using words such as to begin with, to demonstrate, and so on. Looking at the second paragraph of this question, on the other hand, though financial stability is essential for a comfortable life, it is not the key to happiness, right? So you cannot say that I am going to be happy if I earn a lot of money, because as I've already mentioned, this was something that was already mentioned as a fact in the question. So do not deny or contradict that. So that will lead to a deduction in your score because you have not understood the task, right? So you have to mention other reasons apart from money that can actually help you buy happiness. So the first one is physical well-being is a critical component. Regardless of the amount of wealth and other aspects we may have accumulated, one cannot be content if in physical misery. So the first point is obviously physical health. A healthy lifestyle complemented with a balanced diet and regular exercise is important. Besides, good relationship in family and society goes a long way in providing contentment. Combine this with academic growth and professional achievement, and we have the recipe for a joyous life, right? Now here as well, I have mentioned all my major ideas and I've listed them, in fact, rather than elaborating them. Again, using different types of developing your arguments in your body paragraph to you must write a conclusion, and in this case the conclusion could be: despite its abstract nature, comma, happiness is attainable. Right, so this basically sums up our entire essay and is also in line with our thesis statement, and we are answering the question that was asked. Right, so this was everything that you needed to know about the writing part of the IELTS writing section. And if you have any question, you can always get to us. We are located at ACI Pudali Sadak, and if you have any question, please get in touch with me. Thank you.